What's the state of this LSU program right now? How are the fans feeling about LSU right now? I don't think they're feeling all that great. I think expectations for this season were a little bit inflated. Personally, I thought they came in with a lot of hype and ranked really high in the initial AP poll, which I didn't really think was all that warranted. And you know what? It showed on Sunday night versus USC. Their defense was a little better, but not nearly enough to the point where they can be a real threat in the SEC, in the best conference in the country, probably. Their secondary was very weak. Miller Moss threw for almost 400 yards on that defense. The D line was, actually a little better than I expected, but still not anything great. They brought in a brand new defensive staff, which I think they really upgraded. Bringing in Blake Baker coming in. You got Corey Raymond coming back in. So I think they did upgrade defensively, but they didn't upgrade their personnel, and they didn't attack the portal in areas of need in their secondary, on their defensive line. So like I said, I think their expectations and their hype and their hope for this year, I thought were a little too high. Their win total, I think, was 9.5 or 9 or something like that. I didn't really see that ever going over. I like Nussmeier. I like their O line, even though they did get pushed around a little bit by the USC defensive line, which is never really a great thing. But you know what? They just didn't address the portal in the way that they needed, and they lost far too much talent offensively from last year, from that team last year. They obviously lost Jaden Daniels, a Heisman quarterback. They lost Brian Thomas. They lost Malik Neighbors. I really like Kyron Lacey. I think he's a solid receiver, but he ain't that. So, they have a lot to work on, both offensively and defensively. How are we feeling about Brian Kelly? He's 0-3 in openers under LSU right now. He started off great. He won the West, and the second year he got a Heisman Trophy quarterback. So he has some accolades to his name under LSU, but generally I think he's just kind of fallen short of really where he needs to be. And I think fans are kind of scratching their heads right now, feeling pretty frustrated because nothing really changed from last year. They will likely waste a good quarterback again. Their defense didn't look all that special, especially in the secondary. But we'll see how it. There's a lot of season left, so I don't want to draw too many conclusions from week one. But they got about 4 games to really get right before the season really takes off. They got Nichols. They got South Carolina, which I think they should just take care of business there. They got UCLA and then South Alabama. Those are 4 games that I do think LSU will win and really should win. But then after that, you got Ole Miss, you got Bama, you got Oklahoma. All these guys are still on your schedule. So they still have a long way to go in a really tough path. I think the playoff hopes are likely done, but they could make a run and upset Bama and Oklahoma, Ole Miss, one of those. And if they keep playing well, then they could do it. I just don't think that they really have the defense or the team to get that done. So I think they'll likely go under on their win total. I took them to go under on their win total. I didn't really buy all the hype, and I think it's really showing. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials. You can also check out the full video on the YouTube channel.